And good Saturday morning, everybody. Great to have you with us once again. As you can see, I am here alone. Shannon had contacted me last night and then again this morning to let me know he was not going to be able to make the show today. He's taking care of some family uh, stuff today. So we want to send our well wishes and prayers to Shannon and his family. So hope everything works out the way we want it to work out. So you get to look at my face again for a couple hours here. Hopefully it won't be too bad for you. Got a whole bunch of comics stacked up here to go through. Got some new stuff to show you. Got some old stuff to show you. Looking forward to it. Going to be a little bit all over the place. We got DC, we got Marvel, we got Gold Key, we got everything. We got treasuries. We got to show a little bit of everything, I think, today. So hopefully the variety will keep you tuned in. So been a week of trying to get better. I have a lot more energy than I had last weekend when you saw me. Feeling better. Still got the cough. Still got a lot of the nasal congestion and stuff that comes with this, I guess. But everything else, we're doing good. So the doctors are happy with how things are going. So we're here once again. Get down here and play with some comics, have some fun, chat with you guys, man. I've been looking forward to it all week. So, all right. Well, we're not gonna mince words here. We're gonna just bring right in the old peanut gallery because it ain't a show without you guys. So here we go.
The peanut gallery's on the run. We got the comics, you bring the fun. Saturday morning, time to cheer. Man, we're glad you're here. North, south, east, and west. Peanut gallery, you're the best. All our friends, both far and near. Man, we're glad you're here.
And good morning to the Peanut Gallery, the world famous Peanut Gallery. Great to have you guys hanging out with us again on this Saturday morning. Kind of rainy here, but it's warm, so we'll take it. We're going to get right into it. We know how we start here, so let's get right to it. Whoops, let's not take away all my media things here. So here we go. That's right. We've got Anthony Perdue and his comic memories. So let's see. I got a pair of new glasses here, new dollar glasses here. So, but we'll see if I can't get through reading this. Here we go. All right. And Anthony said, "Good morning, Peanut Pears. Wilcox Avenue off of Hollywood Boulevard would be part of my life. I didn't know it back then. In 1975, I was 13, but I felt something," he says. "Uncle Manny took me to a hole-in-the-wall used bookstore located there that was filled with comic goodness. Oh, I love it already. Rows of bookshelves and boxes filled with mostly DC Silver Age. Yeah, 25 cents each. Wow. Tables with comic strips, reprint magazines, tabloids, paperback books. Sounds like my kind of place, Anthony. Love it. A bookstore I would want a time machine for. My second visit by myself is when I felt my future connection to that street. 6 blocks down the street, I saw a police car pulling out of the local station. And there in 1987, I would work at as a civilian employee, and in 1995, and me and Jesse Davis would be co-workers. Aha, a new player introduced. I watched as the police car passed by and went up Wilcox Avenue. 6 blocks away was the apartment building that in 1990 would be the home base for the LA chapter of the New York-based dun, 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 Guardian Angels, of which I would be a member of. Oh, wow, with Curtis Lewa and all them guys. I remember the Guardian Angels. Let's see. I entered the bookstore, and before I left with my shopping bag of comics goodness, I had a brief conversation with the owner. He said that the store would be closing down in a month. Oh, on the bus ride home, little did I know that I would be returning years later to Wilcox Avenue. Awesome. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm fascinated that you were in the Guardian Angels, man. I remember they were big around that time. I remember seeing them on they had Curtis Lewa on like all the talk shows, like the Tonight Show and stuff like that. I remember all of that. So very cool indeed. Thank you so much, Anthony, for that. Anthony also says, Teddy says hi to all his friends. We will catch the replay. Take care, everyone. Well, thank you so much, Anthony, for that wonderful story yet again. Always fun to hear your comic book memories, and we thank you so much for providing them every week because everybody really enjoys them. So thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. And hi to Teddy as well. Hope he's doing well. So, all righty. And we know what comes up next. No, got me in mid blowing my nose. Sorry about that. Like I said, still got a little bit of almost like a head cold type of thing, but and it's still I'm not coughing so much. That's the big thing. I'm not coughing so much, so I can hopefully laugh a little bit today and not cough up a lung or something. Anyway, we got Easy Comic Reader once again providing us with his comic musical stylings for the comic song of the day. And this one here, I was trying to practice it this morning. I don't know how good it's going to be, but we're going to give it the old college try here. So let's see. Easy Comic Reader says, good morning, everyone. We got sunshine and a wave going on from sunny South Texas. He says, it's that little old band from Texas, ZZ Top, and Give Me All Your Lovin'. And at first, I wasn't sure I knew the song, but then he always provides me with a music link that I can go to and listen to the song, which I greatly appreciate, Mike. So thank you so much. So here we go. We're going to give this a try. me. He says, all right. I always screw it up the first time because I gotta put myself where I was in the whatever singing. Not that I'm a professional by any means, as you all know. He says, "You sure bought a lot, 'cause them covers looked oh so sweet. You got all you sought, but there's still runs you can't complete. Trade all your doubles, all your duds and misses too. Trade all your doubles, and you might just find something new." Very good. Excuse me. Very good, Easy. Another top 10 hit for the album series. Actually, this is one that I did wind up knowing the word, so hopefully I did it somewhat justice. So thank you very much, Mike. Appreciate it. Every week, everybody looked forward to the comic song as well. So thank you so much for doing that. I saw on who was it? I can't think. I want to say his real name, but Crazy Hungarian Joe. I saw on his Friday night show last night that last week's song, Rob Triple C had taken it and then made like a little AI video with it. And it was come out awesome with easy comic reader sitting on his porch, and he's got tons of boxes of comics. And in the video, the woman who was supposed to be his wife was mad. Oh my gosh, it was funny. It was awesome. If you get a chance, check out that show. Check it out every Friday night on the Crazy Hungarian Joe Friday night, live Friday night. So awesome. Mike, thank you once again. Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much. And let's see who else is in the. Oh no, I was looking and I'm like, hey, we're missing Maranya this morning. I hope everything's well, Maranya. So I hope everything's going well, because she's usually one of the first ones in here. So hopefully everything's going well. All right, so let's go and let's see. Scotty Z70 is with us. He says, hey, eating birthday cake, checking to see if this has started. Well, we did. We started. So hopefully you'll stick around. Great to have you with us, Scotty. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday with us again. I am one of us. How you doing, man? Great to have you with us. He says, good morning, Rod, and everyone in the Peanut Gallery. And a good morning to you, sir. Hope your Saturday's going well so far. Hope you're up reading some comics. Gotta love it. And quite enough, Sayer. QNS, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us. He says, good morning to everybody. And good morning to you, sir. Thanks for hanging out with us. Cool beans. And Missing Mars, Double M, how you doing this morning? He says, good morning, fellow comic book junkies. There we go. Love it. We certainly are. We all fit that description, don't we? Comic book junkies. Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, Mrs. Miles. Great to see you in the Peanut Gallery once again. And all the way from across the pond, we got the Gray Man. How you doing, Gray Man? He says, greetings, folks. And greetings to you, sir. Hope everything's going well on that side of the pond today. Got to check out Cover Slingers every day. Every Saturday. It'll be on today about 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So you'll have to figure out your time after that, out of that. But always fun to see what the shenanigans that go on there. So great to have you with us, Gray Man. Cool beans. All right. Scotty says, I'm back. I'm back and back. And Michael Taylor, how you doing, Michael? Great to have you with us, man. He says, good morning, Rod and Shannon. And by now, you guys know that Shannon was not able to make the show this morning. But please send your prayers and well thoughts and well wishes to him and his family. So hopefully everything will turn out the way we all want it. So far, so good. So thank you so much for that, Michael. Great to have you with us once again, my friend. Scotty Z70 says, I went to a Guardian concert back in the 90s. Okay. I've never heard of Guardian. What kind of music do they play? I'm not familiar with Guardian. Then Scotty says, are Guardian Angels related? Things that make you go, And the professor, how you doing, Eric? Great to have you with us once again, sir. And Eric, as always, he says, oh, here we go. This is going to test the pipe. Excuse me. All right, we're going to give it a try here. Hello. Oh, Eric. Hey, I saw your message, Eric. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to get back to you yet. But because I want to know if that clip, the show you were going to send me, if that is still on or was it yanked. So let me know, please, sir, because I love to see you when you're on critical thinking there. So cool beans. Great to have you with us, Professor. Missing Mars says rainy and warm here in upstate New York too. Yeah, we'll take it. It's raining, but we've had a couple of days this week of sunshine, so I had my fill. We'll take warm rain. I don't have to shovel rain, so that's always a plus. Thank you, Missing Mars. And Michael Taylor says, hey to Eric. And Scotty Z70 says the beach is loaded this morning. They are doing dockside days, a big buy fest for tourists. I turned around and drove back when I saw them sitting up this morning at sunrise. Oh, he said, don't have time for the tourists this morning, huh? He says, no, I'm going home. I'm just gonna relax. I know we'll be experiencing that shortly here because I'm about 20 minutes away from the beach here, and it's this month we'll start to slowly ramp up with the tourism, but it's always fun to go up there and hang out. They have two areas. One's called Long Beach, which is like, I don't know, a mile or so long, and then there's Short Sands, which we go to, which is where a lot of the shops are and stuff like that, restaurants and whatnot, and we'll hang out there. I don't go in the water too much like I used to. I used to go in and not be scared of the cold water and stuff like that up here, but nowadays, no, not so much. I don't mind walking in the little, about that much water. We'll walk up and down the beach, me and the missus, and I like to used to go, we call it crabbing. We'd go looking for, under rocks and find little crabs and stuff like that. Just look at them. So it was just fun. We did that with the kids and everything. My folks did it with me when we used to go to the beach. So I just kind of passed that on. So, and I'm just a rambling. So, well, Scotty, I'm sorry that the tourists scared you off the beach today, but hopefully you'll be able to get back there and enjoy it again soon. Dale Bonds, hey Dale, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us, sir. He says, good morning, all. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And same to you, my friend. Hope all is going well in your neck of the woods there. Hopefully everything will go the way we want it, right? So, cool beans. Great to have you with us, man. Scotty Z70 says, give me all your lemons. Give me all your... You're going to write a song, too. There you go, Scotty. And Ranger Sly, our neighbor to the north. How you doing, Ranger? Great to have you with us, man. He says, good morning, Hot Rod, Peanuts, and Nuts. Great to have you with us, man. Hope everything's going well up there on the other side of the border up there. Hopefully it's not too cold. So great to have you with us, Ranger, man. Hope everything's going well, man. Wow. All right. Triple PA, Andrew, how you doing, man? Greetings and salutations, Righteous Rod and Duchess Maranya, and to all my fellow peanuts. Hey, cool beans. And thank you once again, Andrew, for that wonderful AOK you gave me. The comic, the Young Love comic. Sorry about that. I'm going to choke on my thing here. That's just such a cool book, man. I love it because it's one I never, ever thought I would own. So thank you once again, my friend. Always appreciate you, man. And Michael Taylor says, Rod, that Gold Key Green Hornet 3-pack is still on eBay, but unfortunately it's not. Yeah, that's not happening. Oh, wow. That would be super cool, though. I mean, that would be super cool, but $1,000? No way, man. No way. I even if my wife would get okay something like that, I still couldn't pull the trigger on that. $1,000. Ouch. That's a big money book. If I won the lottery, that's a different story. But no. I still got a few years ahead of me that I've got to make sure I got money in the bank with which to keep a roof over my head. So you got to have priorities, but that's neat, Michael. Thank you so much for mentioning that. Pretty cool. I'm going to go on and look at it because I haven't seen it. I want to go on and look at it. So I'm definitely going to check that out. Thank you so much, Michael. Lead Pain, hey Greg, how you doing? He says, hey to everyone, and good morning to you, sir. Thanks for hanging out with us once again. Always great to see you in the Peanut Gallery. Cool beans. Michael Taylor says, yeah, Maranya was missing in action for comic book cover rankings on Engeltine. Oh, no. On I Love Comics YouTube channel. I hope she's all right. Yes. If anybody knows If everything's okay, please let us all know, because we care about Maranya, the Baroness of the Blue Ranch. We hope everything is okay. So definitely, anybody hears anything, please share it with the rest of the community and Peanut Gallery, because we miss her and we love her. That's the truth. We miss her and we love her. So cool beans. So let's see. All righty, Tempest from Mars. Hey, Tempest, how you doing? He says, afternoon all, and good afternoon to you, sir. Hope everything's going well down there. Hope everything is... I just said that. What am I reading? I clicked on something. I don't know what that was. Okay. All right. Well, Tempest, so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. Always great to see you in the Peanut Gallery, my friend. I haven't got a chance to see your latest video. It's in my queue, though. It's in my queue. I got so many in my queue. I really gotta get. This week's been just full of doctor's visits, so yay me. We're gonna get there, though. We're gonna get there. So thank you so much for hanging out with us, Tempest. Great Man says, my guess is Guardians are Christian rock or metal. Okie dokie. Yeah, because I've never heard of them, so I'm not familiar with that musical group. Thank you for that, Gray Man. And Michael Taylor says one of the covers in that 3-pack is Green Hornet #2. That very cool cover. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, that would be so cool. I mean, how unique is that? That's pretty unique. I've never heard of that. I've never seen it. So I'm anxious to see it. I want to check it out. So I'm definitely going to check that out. Cool beans. Green Hornet, baby. I got a Green Hornet music album up there. You see right there, Green Hornet. So Scotty says, I just don't like traffic. I've dealt with traffic for 3 days, driving 4 hours from home. And why, oh, why does my mom live in a city? He says. Visited Nerd Bombers in Greensboro. Nerd Bombers, what is that? Is that like a comic store? Sounds cool. Nerd Bombers. Love it, love it, love it. And the Professor Eric Breen, he says, it was a wrestling live stream. I just sent it to you. Oh, cool. That's right. I remember you mentioning that now. It was a wrestling live stream. Something about the showing the clips. So, yes. Cool beans. Thank you for sending that, because I definitely want to see it. And Coco says, meow, Coco, which is cat speak for hello. I got to do meow. Awesome. Thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate that, man. I'm looking forward to watching that as well. Cool beans. And let's see. Scotty says, when I was a kid, we used to shrimp with a net and clam dig. We also caught crabs. The bigger, the better. Yeah. I only went clamming once, a long time ago. I mean, I was a kid. I was probably early high school. Some friends and I went out with our church's youth group, and we went and did some clamming and stuff like that. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Wouldn't want to have to do it for a full-time job, but I enjoyed it for that one shot. Lots of fun. And the Jackson Roy Kirk has joined us. How you doing, Jackson? Great to have you with us, my friend. He says, hello, folks. Jackson, hope everything's going well for you this Saturday morning, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us here in the Peanut Gallery. Cool beans. Scotty says, oh, and we forgot. Oh, we even frog gigged. I never ate the frogs, but my aunt did. I thought gigging frogs was funny because gigging meant something bad back then. Gigging. I'm not familiar with the term. So we used to go frog hunting. As kids, we had a frog pond, probably 1,000 feet out behind our house in the woods. We used to play hockey on it during the wintertime, but in the summertime, we'd go up there and we try and get frogs. Didn't do anything with them. It was just like a rite of passage to catch one, because they would all that slimy stuff. So that was my frog. That's my frog story. And Eric Breen says, Jackson, my and friend. Michael Taylor says the report from RDV was that Maranya has been very tired. Oh, well, hopefully it's just fatigue and that's it. And she'll rest up and feel better soon. So if anybody talks to Maranya, I know I'll try and get on her. I think she still has the Instagram thing. So I'll send her a message and wish her well. Hope everything gets better soon for her. So very cool. Thank you so much for that, Michael. Appreciate that. The Jackson Rourke says, hello, and friend. Scotty says, without Maranya, Rod won't know when to stop reading. Yeah, you got that right. Let's see, it's at 10:23 right now. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. Let's see, we'll probably be looking at comics within the next 7 minutes. How's that? We'll see. Oh, no, wait. We might see earlier than that. Hold on. The Jackson Rourke says, I'll have to resume my old job in that case, Scotty. I'm the one who started. That's right. I remember that. Yeah. Because you did it for not just here, but you did it. Where was it? Was it England team? I think it was. You did it as well. So, cool beans. And we got Michael. Michael's laying down a line as well. And we got Scotty who says, I think Maranya is down at the Dockside Days having fun listening to music. Well, I hope she was well enough to be able to go down there. So, Mike Dill says, starting line until Maranya comes back. Okay. And I'll be hearing the music all day and night every time I go outside. Today is the first day I've turned on the AC. It's not the heat, it's the humidity. My freezer is growing icicles. Okay. And whoops. And the Jackson Markirk in honor of Maranya and her legion of pets. Okay. All right. I'm trusting you guys. Between you and Jackson and Michael, you guys got to keep me straight today, man. You know how I am. So, all right, we're going to show some comics. Let's see. I'm going to start off with some new pickups that I got. So let me just see if I can get these out without causing too much damage. There we go. All righty. There we go. We'll start off with this little stack of goodness right here. We'll start off with brand new books. We don't usually show too many new modern books, but I'll just show you what's in my pull list right now, and it's Metamorpho. And this is what, Metamorpho 5? Yeah, Metamorpho number 5. So, and then I picked up the facsimile of the Fantastic Four, number 4, because these I will never own ever again. And then another facsimile. This one might be tough to see. It's Brave and the Bold, number 29. Oh, it shows up better on there. So, because I will probably never own this one. So I do have 30. Number 30 of Brave and the Bold with the Justice League, with the first appearance of Amazo. So, and then we got Justice League Unlimited, number 6. Whoops, don't fall, please. Thank you. And this one here, I'm curious to read. I haven't read any of these yet, but this one I'm curious to find out how this gets started. And it's Godzilla versus Hulk. So Godzilla is popping up everywhere. He was fighting the Justice League and everywhere. And then we got World's Finest, number 38. This has been a really good title. And of course, I have to have my Incredible Hulk. This is number 24 in this volume series, which I think is like number 5 or 6, I think. So, but I got to have my Hulk. And then I picked this up because I was not familiar with it. The Secret Six looks like a whole different Secret Six than what I remember. But it's number 2, so I don't have number 1, so I got to hunt down a number 1 to find out how they all get brought together, I guess. Okay, and then for some reason, I got 2 issues of Justice Society. You can never get enough Justice Society. And I got 2 issues of the Atom Project. So, alrighty. And then the rest of these are those, they're just like, the magazines that they put out, the previews. That's what I'm looking for, the word I'm looking for. With the Giant Size X-Men, Godzilla versus Fantastic Four now. And then something about Emperor Doom. So, I'm buying it. All right, so that's it for the new stuff that I picked up. All right, now let's get to some Bronze Age stuff right here. We got Giant Size Man Thing, number 5. Nice little square bound Man Thing action. I'm trying to get all these giant size square bound Marvels from that time period. So, and then there's Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, number 16. Trying to fill that in whenever I can. And then I got a bunch here of supernatural thrillers featuring the Living Mummy. This is number 8. He stalks 2 worlds. Here's number 11. And here's number 13. I was trying to see who the artist was on this because it was, for a second, it kind of reminded me of a Neil Adams, but no, the more I look at it, it's not. So, but I'm trying to ramp up this series. In number 15, Living Mummy. Dun, dun, dun. So I picked a bunch of those up. It's pretty cool. Then I picked up, I thought I had number 1, and I'm still thinking I have number 1, but they had a number 1 there, and I passed it up, but just grabbed this one here. This is Marvel Chillers number 2 with Modred the Mystic. But I think I may go back and pick up the number 1. I don't think it's been there for a long time now. So, and if I have a double, I have a double. So, and then we got some Gold Key action. This is Total War with the Fighting Four of the Mars. Mars Total War. Mars stands for Marine Attack Rescue Service. And this is issue number 1. I think it only ran 4 issues, and I have, I think, issue number 4. So I just got to grab 2 and 3, which I can't believe it would be too hard to do or too expensive to do. I would think this would be the more expensive of the lot. So I was thrilled to see it. I've never seen a number 1 of this series before, so pick that up. And trying to fill in this series here, Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom. And this is number 9. Number 9. So, and then I grabbed a bunch of these here. Charlton's. Okay, we got Charlton Classics #1, which was reprinting the Hercules series. So this is their reprint issue #1. Dun, dun, dun. How many of you guys out there used to watch the Steve Reeves Hercules movies? They used to show sometimes on a Saturday or a Sunday. I did. Hercules and the Moon Men and that kind of stuff. I always was fascinated with Hercules. And speaking of Hercules, we picked up a bunch of the series. So I think it ran 13 issues. I think 13 issues. And so I'm closing in on that one. I think I only need just a couple more. This is #7. There's #8. How many of you used to watch the Hercules cartoon with the great theme song sung by Johnny Nash? Huh? I remember that. Here's #9. #9. And #11. And #13. We got all those for $1. Well, each one was $1. So I was like, wow. All right, I'll take them. Come on home with me. I've been looking for some of you guys. So cool beans. And then I found this one, and I'd never seen it before. And when I do that, when I come across something that I haven't seen before, I tend to want to bring it home if it's not too expensive, you know. But this one here, I just wanted to see if I had the other one here. Okay. Well, the DC Digest, they did a Tarzan one first. That was the first one. And then they were going to do a Laurel and Hardy one. They had an ad. I remember seeing the ad for it. But that never came out in digest form. They instead reprinted it in a full-blown comic. DC did. So I'm thinking, okay, well, that's unique. One of a kind. Laurel and Hardy comic book. Oh no. Gold Key was there. Gold Key was there. Laurel and Hardy #1. I've never seen this before. So it was like, okay, all right. I thought DC had the only Laurel and Hardy. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Laurel and Hardy Dell. A couple of issues in Dell with them. I have not researched that to find out. But this was just a unique, weird little thing. And it's just the type of thing I look for sometimes, you know. So that was pretty cool. And then let's see here. Then I picked up these. These are not something that I usually pick up, especially if they're just single issues. But I like their square bound issues. So they provide a little bit of nostalgia because I didn't get to see these too often. And it's Harvey Comics. And they're the square bounds. This is Little Lotta in Foodland, #6. How often do you see me showing a Harvey comic? Not too often. But I always liked the lineup on the side. And of course, being square bound, it just appeals to me. And like I said, I rarely saw any Harveys as a kid. But I read them at friends' house and stuff like that. And I always thought that was pretty cool. So it's got a little bit of special nostalgia for me. So I picked that one up. Then I picked up this one here as well. Hot Stuff Sizzlers, #14, 25-cent square bound. And a Stumbo Tiny Town, number 6. And I know Shannon will appreciate that one because I think he's still trying to get, he either got them all or he's trying to get them, the Stumbo Tiny Town ones. It was a favorite of his as a kid. So Shannon, let me know if you have number 6. If you don't, this one goes to you, brother. So, all right, there we go. That's a big stack right there. So let's see what's going on back with the chat in the peanut gallery. All right. And Scotty says Nerd Bombers is a used collectible store and comic store. Oh, I love those kind of stores. I got some comics. I'll try to show some later. Cool beans. All right. Oh. Was it last night? No, night before last. I'm tooling around on my phone, going to bed, and I always have to have something to listen to because I have tinnitus. So I got to listen to something to blot out the I constantly hear, right? So I'm just scrolling through, and I see this Ollie's ad, and I'm like, Sanford? Now, Sanford is about 30 minutes north of here. So I'm like, is that Sanford, Maine? And I start looking. Sure enough, there's an Ollie's finally coming to my area. So there's going to be an Ollie's up in Sanford, Maine. It opens on May 1st, next Thursday. And I can't wait. I told my wife, I says, when I saw that the next morning, I told her, I says, don't make any plans. If we don't have any doctor's appointments, don't make any plans for May 1st. She said, why? I says, because I want to go to Ollie's. I've been waiting for like 2, 3, 4 years for, I've heard all these great community members have gotten some great deals on their comics and stuff by going to Ollie's and stuff and picking up some great deals. And I'm like, finally, there's one coming to our area. I can't wait. So May 1st, baby. May 1st, I'm going to be right in there at Ollie's and checking it out. So I was so thrilled, man. I was so psyched. So there we go. All right. And Michael Taylor says, Jackson, if you don't mind, I'll do the line until Miranda comes back. All righty. We don't. What am I looking at? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Mike Taylor, if that's okay with you, Jackson. Okay. Yeah, it's up to you guys. I appreciate both of you guys for stepping in and helping. I appreciate it. So, Diabetic Superman, how you doing, DS? He says, hey, everyone, I finally got here. And great to have you with us once again, sir. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday here. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoy it. Hope everything's going well in your world right now. Cool beans. And Scotty says, gigging meant giving the middle finger, probably a regional slang. Okay, yeah, never heard of that. No, never heard of gigging. The only thing I've heard about gigging was like if you nick somebody with a knife, you would gigging them. Yeah, you would gig them. Yeah. So that's what it meant around here. All righty. We got Michael Taylor. If not, I understand. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully nobody, we can settle that. And all righty. And Higgy Pop says, hey, guys, what's happening? Higgy Pop, what's happening? Glad to have you with us, my friend. Hope everything's going well over there. Appreciate you, brother. He says, hello, hey, guys. Cool beans. I am one of us saying hi to Higgy. And Michael Taylor says, I understand Jackson has been doing the line before me. And Jackson says, it's all yours, Michael. I may be distracted anyway, he says. So, okay. So there we go. All righty. Thank you both. And Scotty says, shiny, just like my forehead, since I'm the brave and the bald. Okay. Excuse me, guys. Oh, brave and the bald, huh? I love it. I love it. All right, Scotty. And the Jackson Roykirk says, I'm mentally sending messages over to Lump a la aka Coco on how to entertain Eric today. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's setting Eric up. Uh-oh. And Scotty says, now if they want to make a Godzilla more popular, just do Godzilla versus Chicken Jockey. Minecraft. Okay. I have no frame of reference for Minecraft. Never played it. Don't know anything about it. So I can't help you. I can't help anybody with Minecraft. But Chicken Jockey, huh? That just sounds funny. Chicken Jockey. Mike Taylor says, speaking of the facsimiles, I think Batman #9, the Spotlight cover facsimile, is coming out in May. Well, I'll have to be picking that one up too. Thank you so much for that. All right. Cool beans. Yeah, no, I haven't seen any information about it. And that's my own fault because I'm out of the loop. I don't like I used to get previews and read it cover to cover, and I don't get previews anymore. So I feel like I'm out of the loop. The only way I find out about stuff like for me is action figures. I'll find out from McFarlane's webpage and stuff like that. As far as comics go, I really haven't gotten myself back into keeping track of what's coming out. So you guys don't realize just how much you provide me with. I don't think you have to provide Shannon, because I think Shannon, he's in the know because he tells me a lot as well. But you guys really help keep me in the loop as far as stuff like this. So thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate that. And I will be on the lookout for that. So cool beans. And the Michael Taylor says, very cool Godzilla JSA cover. Yeah. So, let's see. I think it was Michael again. He says, thank you, Jackson. Cool beans. And the Jackson Roykirk says, Bronze Age. Now we're talking. There you go. Yeah, it was all over the place with that one. Silver Age, Bronze Age, Modern. So, no Golden Age, though. That's still too expensive for me. So, cool beans. Tempest from Mars says, I've ordered the trade for that Metamorpho series. From what I've seen, it looks like fun. Well, in the next, let's see, I've got a bunch of Metamorphos to show in my stack right here. So we'll be able to share with you some of those Silver Age Metamorphos. So stick around. And Scotty says, I remember Hercules in this cartoon called Space Sentinels. Yes, I remember Space Sentinels. The three, they're almost like aliens or something, weren't they? With Hermes and Astra. Yeah. In fact, I think I have them on DVD. I think I have Space Sentinels on DVD. I remember that. So very cool. Yes, Scotty. They had their base in a dormant volcano, and the computer was like Zordon's head. I don't know who Zordon is, but yeah, I remember it was like a robotic face on a screen, on a grid screen or something like that, if I remember correctly. But I remember Space Sentinels. Who else remembers Space Sentinels from Saturday morning, baby? Michael Taylor says, interesting that one of the actors that plays Hercules' name was Steve Reeves. Maranya mentioned that, no relation to George Reeves. Yeah, how funny was that? So fun, man. I remember they used to be on, there was a rotation. They'd show on Sunday mornings on, I think it was Channel 6, which is out of Portland, Maine, about an hour north of us. They used to show Ma and Pa Kettle movies. Ma and Pa Kettle goes to town. Ma and Pa Kettle go to the circus, whatever it was. They also showed Francis the Talking Mule movies, and they'd show Hercules movies. I think they would show some Abbott and Costellos too, which were cool. But yeah, I used to when the Hercules ones come on, because I used to read the TV guide cover to cover, baby. I knew what was going to be playing when Hercules was playing on Sunday mornings. I would make sure to watch it. So cool beans. We couldn't get back from Sunday school fast enough. Got to catch the rest of the Hercules movie. Let's go. And Scotty says Hercules and Mercury, through superhuman feats, become the basis of the mythological Roman deities of the same names. They are joined by Astrea, namesake of the Greek deity, but with unrelated powers. There you go. Cool beans. And Michael's throwing down the line. That means he wants some more comics. All right. Let's see. I went all over the place last time. So this time I'm going to jump to Marvel and show some Avengers. How about that? These are mid first 100 of them. So it's around the 50s and 60s. So we'll start out with, I just grabbed a handful. So hold on. Let me thank you for the line, Michael. We got Avengers number 54. The New Masters of Evil. I think this has something to do with the appearance of Ultron or something like that. If I remember correctly, but can't trust my memory. And then number 55. All kinds of action going on here. Look at that. And number 56. Cap and Bucky with the floating heads. Floating heads. Boy, does anything split comic book fans more than floating heads? Half like them, half don't. I am a fan. I don't mind them. So, and number 57, the classic, iconic cover and story with the Vision. Very cool. Forgot about that one. So many great books that you just forget about sometimes. And that one, that's a cool one. I like that one. Here's number 58. Avengers Assemble, coming at you. And his name is Yellow Jacket, number 59. I remember that storyline. Who was Yellow Jacket? Who was it? And why is he after Jan? There we go. What is this one? Number 60. This is another one of my favorite covers, Avengers covers, with the floating heads. Princess Python and the Circus of Crime. 61, another cool one, because it has, for me, it's a cool one anyway, because it has Doctor Strange during his period where he was wearing a mask, which I liked it when he wore a mask. I like it when he doesn't wear a mask, but I just thought it just added another super cool layer to the character for me when he wore the mask. So I love this story too. Here's number 62 with the Panther, the Black Panther, the Monarch, and the Man-Ape. And they even snuck in a few floating heads in the mist here, the smoke. We want the smoke. Number 63, and in this corner, Goliath. Always liked Goliath. I liked Clint Barton as Goliath. I thought it was a much more interesting character to me than Hawkeye was. I just liked Galactus. I do like Galactus, but I like Goliath. I liked it when he got into the red, when he was wearing the red and the blue costume. So, number 64, like a death ray from the sky. And number 65, we got the Swordman Strikes. And number 66, here's Goliath down there. He's got his red and blue outfit on. Number 67 with Ultron. And we'll round it out with the Avengers, for the Avengers group here, number 68. Cool beans. All righty. And let's see what else we got up here. I got some X-Men. So I'll just show these. I got half a dozen X-Men here. Is number 41 with Grotesque. I don't know why these were out. And number 63 with a Hot Gil Kane. Neil Adams cover. Number 64 with Sunfire. Number 65, another Neil Adams cover. And then, if I'm not mistaken, this is number 66, and I think this was the last of the new stories for this edition, a version of the X-Men. Then they went to reprints. They went with 67, I believe. They started doing some reprints that were square bound, 25 cents. They did 2 or 3 of those. And then they went on to regular size issues of reprints all the way up to 92, I think. And then 93 was the first regular series issue of the all new X-Men. So, but this one here, it might have been the last of the new stories for this group of X-Men, but I loved it. Why? Because they're going up against old Jade Jaws himself. Love it. That's a favorite. That's a favorite of mine. And we'll finish the X-Men run here with number 43, The Power of Magneto. All righty. All right, let's jump back in with the peanut gallery, see what's going on. Thank you so much, Michael, giving me that starting point. So let's see what's going on. Jason Nutter. Jason, how you doing, man? He says, good morning, Rod, Maranya, and crew. And good morning to you, sir. Excuse me. Excuse me. I apologize for that. Yes, as you can see, my brother is off this morning, and as well as Maranya. So everybody has to put up with me. So great to have you with us, Jason, man. How you doing? Hope everything's going well over there. Cool beans. Lead paint, Greg, he says, I'm putting together that run of Little Lotta in Foodland. It's a tough nut to crack. Oh, cool. I wasn't aware. So those are tough to find, or tough to find in good condition. I don't see them too often, and I saw all 3 of those. They were together at the local comic store that I went to, and it was just like, you know what? I'm going to pick those up because they're square bound. Like I said, I love the square bounds, and I love the roll the roll call on the side. It reminds me of the Justice League, So that's cool. Well, good luck with that. Hopefully you'll be able to. How many issues are there, Lead Paint? How many issues are there? Because I'd be curious to know. Mike Taylor says, Rod, read one below the line of Scotty's comment. One below the line of Scotty's comment. One below the line of Scotty's comment. I see Scotty down here. Hold on. Read one below the line of Scotty's comment. Okay, Michael Dilla says Jason and Lead Paint's comments as well. Yeah. Okay. And then Higgy says, nice Dumbo. Thanks, Higgy. Appreciate it, brother. And Scotty says, I read that Ollie's bought a bunch of old Big Lot stores and opened new Ollie's. I went to the Ollie's in Rockingham on my way home. My trunk is full of so many toys and stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. I'm not sure. It might have been a Job Lot store or a Big Lot store or an Ocean Lot store, Ocean Job Lot. There's like 3 different lot stores. There's Big Lots, there's Ocean Lots, and then there was another one. No, there was something. Job Lots. Yeah. So it could very well be that's what's happened, Scotty. But I was so psyched when I saw that. It was just like, oh yes, finally. It's like for years we did not have WTBS on our cable system, and WTBS had the NWA wrestling, which I preferred over the WWE at the time. And when we finally got it, it was at the tail end of them having wrestling on it back then. And it was just like, yes, I was so thrilled, but it's like, why could you get it like 10 years earlier? So I haven't felt like that since that. So I'm psyched about this Ollie thing. So, and Higgy Pop, he says, congratulations on the Ollies. I need one. Hopefully you'll get one soon, Higgy. Just wait. It'll come. So, because I never thought we'd see one up here. Closest one was Plymouth, Mass. And then further down is Worcester, Mass. There was one there. And I ain't traveling way down there. I'm sorry. I'd love to see it Ollie's, but no thanks. It's not worth the headache of driving down there. So when I saw that, man, I sat right up in bed. I'm like, yeah, all right. I had to read it like 3 times to make sure it said Sanford, Maine. So cool beans. The Jackson Roy Cook, he said, Higgy. We'll give it 3 more bells for Jackson. How's that? And Tempest from Mars says there was a Kickstarter last year for Laurel and Hardy action figures. Oh, wow. Hopefully they should be here before the end of the year. I never saw that. Who was making that? What company was making that, Tempest? Because I did not hear that or see anything about that. I'm not sure I'd be picking up Laurel and Hardy, but because I remember watching Laurel and Hardy, but to me, I was more of an Abbott and Costello guy. So, but very cool indeed, though. Mike Taylor says, speaking of Ollie's, I found out there's one not far from me as well. I'm excited too, Rod. Cool beans, Michael. All right. Ollie's spreading the love around the nation. Love it. So we just got to get one over there near Higgy. We got to get him to get one over there near Higgy. Scotty says, yes, congrats. The nearest Ollie's here is over an hour away in the middle of Wilmington, a crowded city year-round due to their university and beaches. Yeah, if it's anything like Boston, I don't want to have to drive anywhere near it. No, thank you. No. I did my time driving through Boston and Allston, Brighton, and down to the Cape and all that. I did my time. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Michael Taylor says, good one, Scotty. And Eric Breen says, Coco is busy chasing ghosts again. Oh, you gotta post some videos of her. You gotta post some videos of her, Eric. Come on. Animal videos always do well, especially kitties. You gotta post some videos. We want to see the adventures of Coco. The crazy adventures of Coco. V. Jackson Roy Kirk says, cool. The ghosts I sent over there, sent over there. I'm trying not to laugh too much because it sets off the coughing reflex. Oh, so Scotty says, chicken jockey has been in the news and trending. During the movie, the chicken jockey, a zombie baby riding a chicken, appears. Teens tear the theater up, throwing popcorn. I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. Is that a movie? Is that a movie? Is it during the movie? So is it during the movie Hen? Is that the name of the movie, Hen? Or was it you just trying to write when? I'm curious. Where is Chicken Jockey from? I want to know. Okay, I gotta know. Scotty says when, not Hen. Okay, so this is when. Okay, but yeah, I want to know where. He says late 70s, early 80s cartoon. I meant. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Okay, I've never heard of that. The Super Chicken. I remember Super Chicken is part of George of the Jungle, but that's it. Scotty says the giant head always looked like Biotron from Micronauts. Zordon is from the Power Rangers. Yeah, that was well after my viewing of those. I never watched Power Rangers. I know of them and everything, but I never watched them. And they probably copied that from Space Sentinels. Well, there you go. The Jackson Rourke says, originally called Young Sentinels. You are correct. The name was changed to Space Sentinels. 3 teens from 2,000 years ago were given superpowers and immortality. They fight evil today. Very cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got them on DVD. So, yeah, that was just one of those oddball, weird cartoons. Did it have more than one season? It must, if they changed the name. It had to have had at least 2 seasons, I would think. They didn't change the name halfway through a season, I don't think. So, Scotty says, I love Mon Pa Kettle. I have both DVD sets. Oh, awesome. That's cool. My dad made sure I like this and surfer movies. Yeah, Beach Blanket Bingo. Yeah, baby. He watched them long ago. Yeah. I watched all those myself. But Ma and Pa Kettle. Oh, Ma. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, that's awesome, though. Ma and Pa Kettle ride again. And Michael, he's laying down that line. He wants to see some more comics. He said, well, let's show some more comics. All right, I had mentioned Metamorpho. So let's look at some Metamorpho. How about that? Let's see. Here we go. This is Metamorpho. Is this the whole run? Let me just see. I think I got the whole run right here, all 17 issues. So, all right. Here's number 1, the Metamorpho, old Rex Mason. Of course, Metamorpho first appeared in Brave and the Bold. I want to say like 56 or 57. But I can't remember the exact number, but I think it was in the upper 50s. So here, number 2. It was just one of those weird, quirky characters that for some reason just clicked with me. I just liked them. Here's number 3. Just like all those characters that didn't get a whole lot of playtime in between the covers, you know. the Spectre, Wildcat, the Demon, all kinds of those kind of characters. Here is number 4. Caramba, look who's south of the border. Metamorpho. And I know there's a new McFarlane Metamorpho action figure coming out pretty soon. Not sure if I'm going to get it because it's not the traditional Metamorpho looking or Metamorpho look. Who am I kidding? I'm probably going to get it. Ain't fooling anybody. It's Metamorpho. All right. Here we go. We got Metamorpho. I got doubles on this one here. This one is number 5. It's got a date stamp on it, January 27th. But this one here, I got from a man who gave me most of my Silver Age collection, probably. And if you look right here really close, there's that line. Well, that line is actually sewing. It is stitched with a thread. And that's what his mother used to do in order to keep the covers on the books, attached to the books. So if the staples would pop, so I have probably half a dozen books or so of his. That's how I know it's his. It's because he told me, and it's got just this. It's stitching all the way up and down the spine. But I got a updated copy. So, but love that. Here we go with number 6. What was that? That was number 5, and it had go-go checks. Oh. We're in the go-go checks period now. We got number 6, more go-go checks. And number 7. They were just quirky, crazy stories. You know what I mean? They weren't too serious. Here we go with I love this cover. Number 8. I just like the colors in this cover. Look at that. That red Metamorpho title pops right out against that green cover. And that guy, the villain, in the red and the yellow. Oh, it's just very cool. And here's number 10. She's here. The Element Girl, the Chemical Doll. How much does this guy look like the Scorpion from Spider-Man? Right? It just reminds me so much of the Scorpion. Here we go with number 9. Number 9. That's number 10. That's out of order. That's number 8. Okay. All right. Here's number 9. We did 8. Here's number 9. Bright yellow cover. There, again, that red pops on that. Just love these Silver Age stories, man. Go-go checks. Man. Give me the warm fuzzies. And I just showed you number 10. So there's number 10 with them, the Elemental Girl. And the Stingery. Stingery. Stingaroo. Excuse me. Number 11. The Fab Freak, as I used to call him, the Fab Freak. Number 12, more go-go checks. Number 13, a bright red cover. Go-go checks and the Element Girl. And number 14, enter the Thunderer. This little Weasley looking guy down here. Got one eyeball on the top of his head. Freaky looking. No more go-go checks. The go-go checks period has ended. Here's number 15. Number 16 with Jezebel, Queen of Fury. And, whoops, don't fall down, please. Thank you. The last issue of that first run, number 17. Justice is not blind, freak. Anyone can see you are guilty. Yeah, I'm guilty. Guilty. I don't do it justice. Maranya needs to do Rex's lines. She does them perfect. So that's the Silver Age run, and then I had this one in there too. I don't know how I got pulled this out, but this is like from I believe a mini series, right? Yeah, 4-issue mini series. So that's just number 1. So, all righty. Oh, let's see. All right, let's jump back in real quick with the Peanut Gallery. Thank you again, Michael. Appreciate that. The Jackson Rourke says, Sentinel-1 was the computer that guided the teens. He always reminded me of the Vision. Yeah, okay. I can see that. Yeah, yes, indeed. He said, Jackson also says, I'm a fan of floating heads, just as long as mine isn't one of them. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need the Anne Boleyn treatment, right? We don't need that. Robin Harrison 2.0, another neighbor to the north. How you doing, Bob? Hope everything's going well for you, my friend. He says, floating heads have been around a long time. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. And I don't mind them one bit. I love them. Love them. I think they can add to the emotion of a cover. So... And Jason, how you doing? He says, all right, if you duck down, you can make yourself a floating head. Yeah, if I just kind of... you got to do it. You got to tilt your head down like I'm looking at something, right? So you're going to be down like this. I can't get my shoulders out of the way. Just like... There we go. Jason says, camera effects, Ron. There you go. You got it, my friend. Scotty says, Goliath, well, I can use a good sleep, but I should go Goliath later tonight. There you go. Michael Taylor says, very cool Avengers Black Panther cover. Yeah, they had so many cool covers during that period. Was it Buscema or Buscema, however you say his name? I always loved his work on the Avengers. I always thought his style was just made for the Avengers because it was action. He could draw a guy standing still, and it still looks like action to me, you know. So I love his work. Robert Harrison says, I have a Dell Western that has floating heads, early 50s. Oh, cool. Cool beans. You got to show that in your next video. You got to show that in your next comic video, Bob. And Lead Paint says, Marvel Triple Action number 47 has a reversed cover of its reprinting of that Avengers 54. Pretty cool. I'll have to check the inventory to see if I have 47. I might have that. I'm not sure. Thank you for that, though. I will check that out. Hold on. Let me just find something to write with. If I can find. Where's my pens? Why have all my pens disappeared? All right. Well, I'll write it down with big things. Let's see. Marvel triple action 47 reversal. Cool beans. All right. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Uh-oh. Did I lose my track? Okay, there we go. Thank you so much, Greg. Appreciate that. I'll be checking that out. Jay Lucian, hey Jay, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us. So nice to see you in the peanut gallery. He says hello and good morning to you, sir. Hope all is going well. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Mike Till says hey to Jay. And the Jackson Roy Kirk says, Jay! And Jackson, he's continuing on. Scotty says, so why did Goliath wear belts all over his body but no shirt? I don't know, but it just kind of added to it. It looked good, like a muscle man in a circus, type of thing. But I always liked this costume, man. I did. I always thought it was cool. It might not be practical when you really think about it. If that was metal, like a metal strap, how the devil can you do anything with metal pulling on your shoulders? Okay, but that I don't think about that stuff when I'm reading the comic book and I'm 8 years old. Jay, he's laughing. I'm sure he's laughing at Jackson. QNS says X-Men 41 red foil variant. Not. You got it, QNS. Not. Jason says good morning to Jay. QNS says image, if silver and bronze comics had variants and gimmicks, it would be a nightmare. And Michael says, terrific books forever. Thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate that, as always, my friend. Scotty says, the silver and bronze comics did gimmicks, good stories, and good art. And Jason says, doing all right on this rainy day, Rod. Yeah, it's still raining, isn't it? And I'll be the vote saying it's easy to deal with you. Well, thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate that, man. We got to get together and hang out and have a pizza or something sometime here, Jason. So, excuse me. Scotty says, the Ollies in Rockingham had hundreds of unwanted Marvel legends. I did get an Emperor of Star Wars 6-inch to make a death figure that cloak. Okay, you must have for that cloak. Cool beans. Hold on, I just gotta blow my nose, folks. Sorry to put you through this sound effect. All right, there we go. Now I'm back. All right, hey, check this out. Quentin Collins, all the way from Collinswood or Collinsport, the werewolf. How you doing, Quentin? Great to have you with us, sir. He says, I've still never seen an Ollie's. Well, right now I'm in the same boat as you, but hopefully May 1st, that all changes for yours truly. I'm looking forward to it because I've heard so many people talk about the great deals that they get on their comics and whatnot there. So I am super psyched. Hopefully, at some point, you'll be able to get one in your area as well, because it seems like they're kind of spreading a little bit right now, going through a little bit of growth period. So maybe they'll get one over there in Collinsport. But thank you so much for hanging out with us. Greatly appreciated, man. Welcome aboard. And Lead Paint says, Little Lot of Foodland is close to 30 issues. Wow, I did not know it was that many. Mostly the giant square bound, so they are hard to find in decent shape. Yeah, because I noticed it. like all the square bounds, they kind of rip from the ends in and stuff. So, oh wow, okay. There are a few issues that rarely turn up on eBay or my comic shop. Cool beans. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed that you find. How many more you need to go? How far are you along in the collection? We want to know how many more you need to go. And Jason says, "Are there Abbott and Costello figures? I don't know. It would not surprise me if somebody somewhere along the line has made an Abbott and Costello figure. You know, that would be cool though. I wouldn't mind having an Abbott and Costello, especially if they're made after the animated cartoon figures. That would be cool. That would be super neat. Or even like a Funko Pop version of Abbott and Costello from that cartoon style. That would be neat. I would get those. Absolutely. Absolutely. Robert Harrison says, I don't believe we have an Ollie's in Canada. Yeah, I do not know if Ollie's has a presence in Canada or not. I can't say as I've ever heard that they do, but then again, can't say as I've ever heard that they don't. So, and he's throwing down another line. All right, what time is it? 11:23. All right, let's see what we got to show here. All right, we'll start off with some treasuries. How about that? Oh, I love these treasuries, man. I remember seeing them first time as a kid on Wednesday night at the IGA grocery store, because that was grocery night was Wednesday night, and they put out that Spider-Man one, the first one, with that bright orange and red cover with Spidey in the center and stuff. And it's just like, oh man, I marked out big time as a kid when I saw that. I couldn't believe how big was that freaking comic. It was huge. And I was like, oh wow. You know, the square bound, the 100 pagers or giants and stuff like that up to that point. When you held them in your hand as a kid, you thought you were getting a phone book full of stories, but these things took it to another level. They were just so massive. It was like half the size of me or something, Excuse me. So anyway, and these are all random. I don't have them set up in any kind of order or anything. Oh, speaking of, okay. No, this is a different one. All right. So I'm just going to show these in random order. This is 1978, and this is number 19 in the Marvel Treasury Edition. It's Conan the Barbarian. Finally got some treasury size bags and boards. So, yay! And here's a cool one. Number 16, against the mightiest menaces of all times, there stands the Defenders. And here's number 14, Special Collector's Edition, Marvel Treasury Edition, the sensational Spider-Man. Just so cool, I just saw that they put out DC put out a Batman comic. I think it's something to do with the new Hush storyline. And it was huge. It was like treasury size. I almost bought it, but then it was like I came across all the other stuff that I showed earlier, the gold keys and stuff like that. And so I said, no, I better close the wallet before getting too much trouble with the missus. Here we go with number 26. This one was a hard one to get. To find it in decent shape, for a decent price. This one was very tough to get. It's number 26, the Rampaging Hulk. And I don't understand. Oh, I think it's right here is why. Because it was actually features a new story. It says the Hulk battles both The Horrible Harpy, and The Mad Menace of Modoc, an all-new story featuring Hercules and Wolverine. So I think that's why it might cost a little extra, more so than the others. This one here, I got to get into a bag and board. I got this one in a group of Kung Fu ones. This is Savage Fists of Kung Fu, 1975. It says #1 Special Collector's Edition. It's one that you don't see too often. And being a treasury collector, I picked up the lot for this alone. And there was one other book. I think it was a giant size Kung Fu. So this one I get to show the back. So, very cool. And #2 of the Marvel Treasury Edition, the Fabulous Fantastic Four. I remember this one coming out on the stand as well, and picking this one up. So it's just, I mean, what do you guys think about treasuries? Do you guys like them? Do you guys not like them? Do you guys collect them? I'm curious to know what you think of this. So, all right. There's those. And I'll just grab, I've got a random box right here that I need to file. So I'm just going to grab a bunch out of here. We'll see what we find. You'll be as surprised as me. So this is Charlton Comics, number 81 of Captain Atom. Cool beans. I was so lucky that when I picked up the majority of my Charlton superhero, action hero line, it was back in the early 80s, early to mid 80s, and I picked them up for a song because nobody wanted them. Nobody cared. And I picked up, I got a bunch of these. Okay. And I got them for a song. So I was so thrilled because, okay, nobody wanted them. I just figured I like superheroes. So if it's a superhero I don't have something of, I will try and pick it up, if I can get a copy at a decent price. And so I picked those up. I mean, literally, they were like $1 a piece or something like that, So, all right, we're going to DC. And I mentioned this character earlier. It's the Demon. This is #4, which I don't think I put in my inventory because I think I still list 4 and 5 as being ones that I need. But now I can knock those off. And I think I might only need one or two more. Here's #5, yeah. So here's #8. #9. #10. #14. I think I just picked up 13 recently at the comic show that I went to. I think I picked up 13. Here's #15. And there's got to be a story. If anybody knows the story behind this right here, I'm not sure if Maranya told me once or not. She might have. But as you can see, there's obviously a space there where a word or words would have gone, and for some reason they're not there. I don't know if it was a printing error or an inking error or what. But every time this issue pops up, I think of that. So if anybody knows the answer, share it with yours truly. Here's number 16. The demon doing his best Mr. Miracle impersonation, but not having much success. All right, what else we got? Oh, we got some more. Demon number, I got number 5. I got 2 number 5s. Okay, there's another number 5. And number 7. I gotta put them in order. You can see how disorganized I am. Terrible. Now we shift gears. The House of Mystery, number 91. Neil Adams cover. That bird. He's going to whack his head, though, right on that thing. He's got one claw on one side of that pillar, one side of the other. So, not the brightest one in the nest, I don't think. Here we go with House of Mystery, number 155. The Nightmare Express. And Do You Dare Enter the House of Mystery, 185. Another Neil Adams classic. Number 216, House of Mystery. A Thing from the Swamp. And I just mentioned this character. Here is Mr. Miracle, number 7. Another character I'm fond of in this first run. And then we got Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 136. Got a nice Wonder Woman guest appearance. Bronze Age. 20 cents, baby. The price of nostalgia, 20 cents. All right, there we go. Let's jump back in with the Peanut Gallery and see what's happening. Thank you again, Michael. Appreciate it. And Michael, he's laughing at Jackson. And Scotty says, Minecraft is the name of the movie. Oh, okay. All right. I know Minecraft is a game, but that's about all I know. So I got nothing. So Jason says, no, the throwing up popcorn rod is during the Minecraft movie. Excuse me. Okay. So the throwing up popcorn, is that like something like back in the day, Rocky Horror Picture Show? If you went to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show at a movie theater, there was a list of things you had to bring. You know, you had to bring toast. You had to bring a newspaper. You had to bring a squirt gun or a squirt bottle. You had to bring rice. There was a bunch of other things that you had to bring. And at certain times, you did certain things, you know. So is that what this is? It's like a something you got to do as part of the movie, watching the movie. I'm curious to know. Ranger Slicer, sadly, no, Robert 2.0. Talking about Ollie's not having a presence on up in Canada. That's too bad. Hopefully that would change at some point for you guys and be able to take advantage of some good deals. I'm thrilled. I'll let you guys know what I find for deals. You can believe that. So we'll keep you informed. Graphic Man, hey Micah, how you doing? He says, I'm making pizza, Rod. Oh yeah. Everybody, over to Graphic Man's house. Let's go. Your recipe on page 45 is outstanding. I just made a pizza last night. Those, I don't know how you say them. We call them babolis, but you could call them bobblies. I don't know what they're, but they're just, it's just the dough, right? It's already made. And then I just put on whatever sauce that I want. I throw on some cheese. I throw on a ton of diced onions, and then more cheese on top. And oh, it's so good. I had one yesterday. Made one yesterday. Man, I was in heaven. You can't put a smile on my face. Ajax can't take off. So, well, good. I'm glad you're making pizza, Graphic Man. Gonna come over to your house for today for a meal. Excuse me. Micah Taylor says, "Hi, Micah. Good to see you." Yes, sir, Bob. And Robert Harrison says, "We hardly have any good stores like Ollie's." Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Do you have a local comic store that you go to up there, Robert? That's around where you are, or Ranger Slide? Do you have a local comic store that you visit frequently? I'm curious to know. So, and Scotty says, "You probably have DVD of them. I have the DVD of Space Sentinels and ISIS and the Freedom Force. I don't think I have ISIS and the Freedom Force, but there was one. I thought I had something like the Freedom Force, but I don't remember ISIS being part of it. So, at some point, I'll have to bring down my animated videos and do like a video show. I'm toying with doing a second show for my hauls and stuff like that, and just calling it Cool Beans. What do you guys think? Cool Beans, comics and more. And I'd show all kinds of stuff because I mean, the stuff, I have a ton of other stuff other than comics and stuff like that. I mean, I got action figures, I got collectibles, I got DVDs, I got VHS tapes, all kinds of stuff that I'd like to share with you guys. And it's just a matter of it getting warm enough down here in order to do it. Even a day like today where it's 60 plus degrees out there, my hands are frozen right now being down here. It's just so cold all the time. But I'd like to do that. So let me know what you guys think. I was thinking of calling it Cool Beans, Comics and More. So Scotty says, "Another older show my dad loved, I tried to find for him, was Toppers." Yes, the ghost couple. Yes, I remember those. In fact, I think they might have showed some of those. No, I think those were on Channel 8. Yeah, I think of Toppers, I think of Channel 8. So, Dialing for Dollars. Who did you guys have Dialing for Dollars around where you guys lived? I think it was like a regional thing, but each region had their own version of it and stuff like that. Dialing for Dollars. As long as you were watching the movie and you knew how much was in the jackpot, if they called your house and you got the number right, man, you got all, whatever, $15.20 in the jackpot or whatever. Yes, I have heard of it, Scotty. So I got you. I'm right there with you. The Jackson Roykirk says, "Only one season of Young Space Sentinels. They did change the name after about 10 episodes. Oh, wow, that's unusual. The DVD only has the space opening. I had a cassette of the first episode with the young opening." Oh, cool. See? Smart man. See, I used to record everything. I may have it at some point, but I mean, when I got my VCR, saved up $420, $25. When I first started working, my first year working for the cable company, and that was my first purchase that I bought, was a VCR. I could not wait because there was so much that I wanted to record. And I recorded just about everything I watched. Cartoons, old TV shows, you name it. wrestling, baseball games. I was recording everything. Roller derby. I recorded everything. So, and I've probably got 5,000 VHS tapes down here, and that's no lie. They got a whole entertainment center that's chock full, like 3 rows deep. I got one of those big flat not a briefcase. What is it? I'm looking right at the thing. Filing cabinet. It's one of those big ones, the wide ones, and you do that, and that's like at least 2 rows deep, with cartoons and wrestling and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, you sound like a man after my own heart, Jackson. Record it, everything, because you never know. You never know if you're ever going to see it again. So all the Hanna-Barbera superhero cartoons, World of Super Adventure, got me first run generation of those. All of those. Oh, it's just, I couldn't record enough, man. Up at 5 a.m. recording Birdman. Oh, who knows? Scotty says there's a Superpowers Metamorpho by McFarlane, a retooled one for the Superman movie, coming to Walmart near you. And there's a new one, because I have one. I can't remember. I think it's over there. Yeah, I do have a Superpowers Metamorpho. So that maybe that. Well, you're saying it hasn't come out yet, so they must be doing a new one. That would be cool if they did give some other like hand things that you could do. I do have a Metamorpho. I can't see it. I do have a Metamorpho from the direct DC line, which comes in a cool box. They even put go-go checks on the top of the box. Very cool. So I'll have to dig that out and show it. But that's the kind of stuff I'd like to show on the show. If I do another show as well. So cool beans. Thank you for that, Scotty. Appreciate that. Michael Taylor says, Eric, whatever you do not line the litter box with shredded comic book paper. No. Robin Harrison says there are 3 Topper movies. There you go. Cool beans. I did not know there were 3. I would have guessed more, because it seemed like there were more. But it could have just been they reran them a lot. Scotty says, I thought that was the Scorpion, but in DC, no, they would never copy it in other people's back then. August Aesthetic, how you doing, man? Double A. Greetings, Rod, Jen, and Lady M. Well, of the 3 that you mentioned, only one of us is here right now. So we're hoping that all is well with both Shannon and Lady M. So send your prayers and well wishes their way. So great to have you with us once again, Double A. Thank you so much, man. Tempest from Mars says, I think the shorts on that Metamorpho make him look like he just starred in an episode of It Ain't Half Hot Mum. I don't know. Now, is that's the new Metamorpho figure that he's wearing? What, or I don't know. They're like I don't know, shorts you wear on the golf course or something. I don't know. I'm on the fence, but I'll probably get it. I can't pass up Metamorpho. I'll probably do my best to get one. So I have to check, because I used to be able to get a lot of my McFarlane stuff from GameStop, but the GameStop that I used to go to, they closed down. There is another one that's actually closer, but I just never get over that way. But I'm going to have to start checking it out. So cool beans. Thank you, Tempest. Michael Taylor says, I don't think the cat will understand that smell. Might not go. Michael Taylor says, hi, Double A. Double A saying, hi, Michael. How was your week? Lead Paint says the new Metamorpho series is pretty good, Rod. True to the character. Yeah, I got like all the issues. I just haven't sat down and read them. And I've done that with a number of the newer stuff. I keep getting them, but I never have the time, it seems like, to just sit down and read them, you know? There's always something going on, always real life, man, real life. Get in the way. So, but I'm trying. Actually, my wife was trying to help me out, make out a little schedule, because I tell her there's all kinds of things I want to do during the week, and figured being retired, I'd have all the time in the world to do these things. But I don't. I got less time, between doctor visits, and you got to go here and do this, and you got to go do that, and okay, we got to drive up here to pick this up, and there's no time. There's no time. So, but yes, I want to sit down and read that, because it's one of my favorite characters. So hopefully, I've heard good things. You're adding to those good things, Greg. So I'm really confident that I'm going to like it. So cool beans. Scotty says justice is not blind; it's just focused on the dollar sign. Michael Taylor says not bad, and yours, Double A. I Am One of Us says nice stitching job done on the Metamorpho comic. First time I've seen a comic book repaired by sewing like that. I had never heard of that myself until then. That was the early 80s. I got that off of a fellow by the name of Bill Lockhart. He's still around. He still does limited shows now and again. But he is the man that was responsible for me having many of the gems in my collection, what I consider gems in my collection. He's the one that I picked up all my early, those early Hulks 2 through 6. I bought them off of him. He was nice enough to let me make payments every week. I would show up and buy comics, but I'd also put down money on those books. And he did that to me a number of times. And I can't thank him enough. He really is a super guy. And every time I see him, I just missed him at the con the other 3 weeks ago. Just missed him. He went out the door and somebody pointed him out to me, and I can't run anymore. So I'm like walking as slow as I can, or fast as I can, slow walking. And by the time I got it, he was already across the parking lot, so I didn't want to holler. It was raining out. He was trying to get to his car. So, but yeah, he's the only one that I've ever seen do that, and his mother did that for him. So those were ones that he had from his childhood. So they kind of hold a special place in my collection now. So. Double A says, good, Michael. Just got a Morbius from Barnes & Noble. Yeah. Michael Taylor says, very cool books, Rod. Well, thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate that, my friend. Robert Harrison says, there are 9 Mom and Pop Kettle movies. The first one had Fred McMurray, and that was called The Egg and I, hence 10 movies. Oh, I did not know that, Robert. Fred McMurray, huh? Cool beans from My Three Sons. I remember that. Cool beans. Thank you for that nugget of knowledge, Robert. Love it. I love learning. Michael Taylor says, very cool, Double A. Michael Taylor says, Rod, it really does look like an old mom and pop store around you. Well, it's got to be the rack. It's got to be the spinner rack. Man, I wish you guys could all have a spinner rack or the equivalent from your childhood that makes you, every time you look at it, it just makes you smile. I've said this before, probably get sick of hearing me say it, but when I come down here and I see that spinner rack, because it's got the same topping, the same signage on the top that I remember on the one that I used to pull my comics from at the Stop and Go downtown. So I mean, it just takes you right back, man. Takes you right back. And I never thought I'd ever have one. I never thought I'd ever own one. I never thought I'd ever even find one, you know. But so I wish you guys could all have something like that in your comic room or your basement or whatever, because I mean, just the happiness it gives you, you know. So, but thank you very much, Michael. I love that. I love the fact that you're saying it looks like a mom and pop store, because those were the best. There were so many mom and pop stores on every corner around here, you know. And I miss those stores like that. I miss the stores. I miss the little hole in the wall eatery places, the lunch counter places, you know, stuff like that that are out here anyway, a long gone part of Americana. I'm sure they're more prevalent out in the Midwest, because you see stuff all the time. At least I see it in movies and stuff like that. But I miss those mom and pop stores. So I wish I had a time machine. You know, I really do, because I've said I'd like to go back in time, 1968. Give me a Saturday morning, 1968, you know, and let me go watch cartoons. Let me go to the stores that I used to go to. That would just be, I mean, that would just be so much fun. So thank you, Michael. And Michael Thill says, hey, Quentin. Double A says, now that you mentioned the impracticality of superhero costumes, the most impractical would be Wonder Woman with the high heels. Imagine doing athletics in high heels. I've tried. No, I mean, no, I agree. I just wouldn't know anything about doing athletics in high heels. No. Excuse me. So yeah, I agree with you. It always seemed kind of impractical, you know. So, but sure made for a great TV show, though, right? Diabetic Superman says, howdy to Quentin. And Double A says, Jason, I don't know about any Abbott and Costello figures, but I know there is one of Hitchcock. Oh, cool. Alfred Hitchcock. I used to love Alfred Hitchcock Presents. I think I have one season of that series, but because you guys have heard me talk, I'm a fan of Twilight Zone, One Step Beyond, Thriller, Alfred Hitchcock's One Step Beyond. Those type of shows that have like a little twist to them at the end. Love those. Love those shows. So very cool indeed. That would be neat. And Alfred Hitchcock. I am Alfred Hitchcock. Man, stick to Michael Taylor says, especially those famous first editions, love their double cover effect. Yes. And Scotty says, I can check Figure Realm for the figures. Who's on first? Abbott and Costello? Basic series released 1998 by exclusive premiere. They kind of look like Mego figures. Oh, cool. I bet you they cost a pretty penny now, though. Who's on first? That's a classic, man. That's a classic. I used to have a T-shirt with the entire skit written out, a transcript of the script written out. It's just cool. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Those great movies. They used to show for a while. They showed Abbott and Costello movies Saturday nights at like 6:00 on channel, I think it was 27 out of Worcester, Mass. WXNE channel 27. So Scotty says, Abbott and Costello, who's on first? Posable figures, exclusive premiere, 1998, new, $39.95. Set of it on eBay. Wow. That's if they're at $39 or $40, that's a lot cheaper than I would have expected. You're gonna make me go on eBay, Scotty. Jason says, well, I like Hitchcock, but it was more as an adult I got into him, whereas Abbott and Costello was my childhood. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that with Alfred Hitchcock, his movies. Those he made some great movies. Of course, we all know like Psycho and that kind of stuff. Vertigo and I can't remember them all. Of course, when you try to think of them, you can't think of them. But yeah, Hitchcock was cool, man. Jason says, Scotty, I bet those figures of Abbott and Costello from the 90s were pretty cool. Michael says, one of my favorite treasures was the Shazam Jackson Bostwick. Yes, okay. I was a big fan of the show in the 70s. Yeah, it was so cool because I did not know that much about Captain Marvel, the Fawcett Captain Marvel. And when that show came on, it was like, oh, wow, very cool. Very cool. And it had the little bit of an animated intro section where they're talking with all the gods and stuff like that, and then they would appear sometimes throughout the show. Yeah, that was a really good, that was a fun show. That really was. I agree with you. The Jackson Roarkirk says, love the Treasury editions. The FF Treasury number 2 was one of the first comics I ever got. You can see it in my avatar. Oh, I see it right there. You are correct, sir. Very cool. That's neat. One of the first comics you ever got, huh? Cool beans. Do you remember the very first comic you ever got? I love to hear those stories. Double A says, Jason, for Hitchcock, they released DVDs of only his first and second season, but not the third. I wonder why not the third. What, did the other two not sell well, or is there something about the third that they don't want to show? Like with the Twilight Zone set, there's I think there's 1 or 2 episodes that they do not like to show. I actually have them on the complete set that I have, but one of them was something to do. Is it the enemy? It was a Japanese fella and a American fella who were up in the attic, and they kind of their bodies were taken over by spirits or something of people from the war, World War II. And they don't like to show that one. And also the other one was one that was not a typical Twilight Zone episode. It was something to do made from like a French movie or something like that called Incident at Owl Creek, I believe. But I do have both of those episodes. So it's pretty neat. But I love Twilight Zone. That's probably my favorite TV show. Yeah, that's probably my favorite TV show. So you would think it'd be like Batman or something, or the Incredible Hulk. But I just love the Twilight Zone. I watch it. I record it every night and see a lot of episodes. They're okay. It's not my favorite, but there are some that are just I love watching. The one with William Shatner, not the one where he's in the airplane, that's a classic, but the one where he's in the little town and him and his girlfriend or wife are putting money into the fortune teller reader thing that's got like a little devil head on a spring, and they're reading way too much into vague fortunes that they get out of it and stuff, but it's kind of trapping them in their own minds, like they got to stay there and stuff. It's just I love that one. That's really cool. Michael Taylor says, very cool, Jackson. And we're already at noontime. Holy cow. Tempest from Mars says, I love those treasuries, Doc, even the Marvel ones. Cool beans. Thank you, Tempest. Yeah, I love treasuries. Diabetic Superman says, I love the Treasury comics. I even have a Christmas Archie one. Very cool. I don't think I've ever seen that. Very cool. Wow. You want me to you make me want to research that. I'm not an Archie collector. I don't have very many Archie things other than their superhero line and the what was the Tales of Sorcery or whatever line. But other than that, I don't have any of the typical Archie ones. But an Archie Treasury would be cool because that would be unique. Michael Taylor says that kid on the Demon reminds me a little bit of Eddie Munster. Yeah. What was his name? I can't think of it. Clarion. Yeah. Double A says for Treasury editions, I got the one DC had on the wedding of Lightning Lad and Saturn Girl. Also, Golden Age reprint of Thunderbolt Genie's first appearance. Oh, neat. Thunderbolt, yeah. Johnny Thunder and Thunderbolt. Yeah. Love it. And Scotty says, wait, if Demon is a DC comic, then what was Speed Demon based on in Amalgam? I remember it being Flash and Demon. Was it not Quicksilver and Demon? Or was it Son of Satan and Flash? That's a good question. I'd have to hunt that one down and find out. I'd have to pull out my amalgams and see. Now you got me racking my brain. Anybody got the answer? Let us know. Michael Taylor says, very cool Nightmare Express train cover. Yeah. Thanks, Michael. I love that one. August Aesthetic says, Michael, about Eddie Munster, his actor, Butch Patrick, married one of his female fans. And didn't Butch Patrick play on Lidsville? Lidsville is the kookiest. Lidsville is the kickiest. Lidsville is the living end. And if you get the chance to go there, you'll be glad you did, because everybody that goes to Lidsville always lives there. Sorry, you got to go through it. It's like Gilligan's Island. You start the theme song, you got to finish it to the end. Michael Taylor says, very cool books, Rod. Well, thank you so much, Michael, and thank you so much for providing the line this week. You and Jackson, between the two of you, thank you both very much, and thank you for keeping me in line. Scotty says, yes, it's like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but modern. Unwelcome theater owners are not happy about it. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Yeah, I remember going once to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show in an old theater. It's still around. The theater is still around, but they don't use it much for movies anymore. But they had, you had all the things you had to bring, but they also had an acting troupe from Boston come up there, and they were reenacting it live as the movie was playing on the screen. I felt so bad for those people. Because, I mean, obviously there's a couple of scenes where they're not dressed, they're in their skivvies, underwear, and people had to throw rice and stuff, and people like throwing handfuls of rice, and they're about 2 feet away from them and just hammering them with it. And I'm like, oh man, I felt so bad for those people. Jason says, yes, but these movie theaters don't want it with the Minecraft movie. With Rocky Horror Picture Show, it was kind of encouraged. With Minecraft, it's not. Yeah, it was definitely encouraged with the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Absolutely, you're right. Like I said, I know nothing about Minecraft or anything to do with the movie or anything like that. But yeah, I can understand why they would probably not want to have to clean up all the mess and everything. But if it's an organic thing that happens, it just comes out of that movie. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Throw everybody out and not show the movie? Michael Taylor says, many, many years ago, I went to one of those Rocky Horror midnight shows. Audience participation shows with a friend. Yes. Yeah, it was a unique experience. Put it that way. It was a very unique experience. But I got to admit, I loved a lot of the soundtrack of that movie. That was really good. Meatloaf? Yeah, absolutely. Ranger Sly says the few local comic stores I know of in Montreal suck big time. Oh, that's too bad, man. They either have almost no vintage books, and when they do, it's way overpriced. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Um, that's that stinks when you don't have a decent comic book shop that has a good back issue of vintage comics. Because for me, that's what primarily I buy. I don't buy a whole lot of new ones. In fact, I'm probably going to knock back buying a lot of the new ones. I'll probably just stick with maybe Justice League and stick with my Hulk. But the others I may give up, even though they're good. I don't have anything bad to say about them or anything. But I would just rather focus my money on buying vintage books, trying to fill in the runs in my collection that I'd like. So that may very well come to pass. But I'm sorry to hear that you don't have a decent store up there, Ranger. It makes it hard to be a comic book collector, I know. But eBay, you must go on eBay a lot, right? That's where I spent a lot of time for a number of years. I was spending a lot on eBay. I haven't gone on eBay in a while. So my name is Rod, and I'm a eBay holic. So, but I'm sorry to hear that, Ranger. Hopefully, at some point, maybe there'll be one that opens up that will be able to fit your needs more so. Double A says, Scotty, besides the Topper Ghost, there was a later series called My Partner, the Ghost. I do not remember that one. I don't remember that one. I can't remember ever hearing about that one. And Michael says, Double A different actor played Eddie Munster in that rare, I think, unaired pilot. YouTube. Wasn't Eddie Munster played by Butch Patrick? Right? And I think he went on and played in Lidsville. And no, I'm not singing it again. Scotty says, nope, I only know Topper from VHS tapes my dad bought back in the 80s at Kmart. Oh, man, I miss Kmart. Man, that was one of my favorite places to shop at Christmas time because they had all kinds of cool little sets like hot cocoa sets that come with mugs and stuff like that. Just stuff like that you could get folks and friends and stuff like that. It was just a great store, man. I miss that store. Mike Taylor says you can see the pilot on YouTube. Okay. Scotty says, I also have a laser disc of Topper, 1941. Topper Returns. A laser disc, huh? Wow. That's something I never got into. Laser discs. I never had a laser disc machine or a laser disc. So never got into that. And what did it do? Do they still do laser discs, or did that go the way of the 8-track tape? Scotty says there is a Superman movie coming soon, and for that movie, McFarlane is making superpower figures, and the Metamorpho was retooled a bit to match the movie instead of the comic. Yes, yeah, I did see that. Like I said, and I'm probably going to pick it up simply because I just like all things Metamorpho. So that would be cool. I wish they would come out with like a Metamorpho Halloween costume somehow. That would be cool. The Jackson Morkirk says that spinner rack is in your way, Rod. Send it to me so you can have room. Okay, Jackson, you're first on the top of the list, brother. When that thing becomes too much of a burden, it's gone. It's gone. Michael Taylor says I audio taped the George Reeves Superman in 1968, 67 FF cartoon before I got my first VHR. You know what I used to audio tape? I used to audio tape the Christmas specials, like Rudolph and Frosty the Snowman and the Year Without a Santa Claus. I used to tape the music because I used to love the music. I still do. I still love them. I wish they put out a soundtrack on all those. I do have a Spotify list with several on them. And I'll play it at Christmas time because I just love that, you know. When you're the first toy maker to the king, it's just, I love that stuff. I love it. So, and you mentioned audio taping the Fantastic Four. Well, this right here is a VHS tape of the Fantastic Four, 1967. I believe it's the Blast Star episode, and it's from the 16 millimeter reels that I bought out of the back of a Comic Buyer's Guide. I got a reel of My Tour and a reel of Fantastic Four, and this is the Fantastic Four episode. I believe it was Blast Star. So, but. And that was before, I think that was before. No, it wasn't before I had my VCR. No, I had my VCR before that. Long before that, actually. So, but yeah. So, tons of fun. And Rod, room tour is a must see. Yeah, I'm working towards that because I really do want to do a room tour. And show you guys how it's set up and everything and the stuff that I have, because I don't get to show you guys much of the stuff I have. I get to show you my comics and stuff, and there's 25,000 down here, and so I just but it's all the other stuff, like you can see, like back here, right here, my Captain America shield. That's like one of the first first versions that they put out. It's actual metal with the leather straps in the back. So, I mean, and it's usually hanging up there. I got a hook up there, but I had to take it down because I was trying to get into some boxes up there. But I mean, that I love that. Love that shield. My wife got it for me. So I mean, that's just one of those cool things. I got all kinds of toys over here. X-Men Blackbird, a couple of Galactus action figures that are, toys that talk or something like that. I got the Hulk hands, the Thing hands, the Red Hulk hands now, all kinds of just stuff like that I'd like to share with you, So hopefully that'll be coming, but I've got to get myself organized. I'm hoping to do that throughout this summer when it gets warmer down here. So, and he's got a line there. It's 12:15. I think we got time for some more. We'll just yank some more out of here. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, how about some tomahawk? Oh, I got all the tomahawks there. All my tomahawks here. So, all right. Oh, can't leave that one in there because that's my favorite tomahawk cover. So, all right, we'll show some tomahawks. What do you say? This one is got the invisible cover variant going. This is number 52. Tom Thumb of the Frontier. Let's see. Can I put that back on there? We'll try. Okay. All right. Then we start with number 97. Oh, that doesn't look like it's going to end well. And number 99. giant spider. King Cobweb. And here we go with Tomahawk 100. Okay, here we go. Just happens to be another one of the ones with the stitched cover right there. So I know this is one of Bill Lockhart's comics that his mother sewed. So I don't know if you can see it, just barely probably up by the T, but it's stitched all up and down. And I got an updated version. So that's number 100. And we got number 101. Tomahawk Enemy Spy. And here we go with number 103. What was this one? 101? Where's my 102? Where is my 102? Let's see. 103 got some go-go checks. But he's taking on Frankenstein. Tomahawk and his rip-roaring Rangers. And number 104. More go-go checks. Goodness. Some giant eyeballs staring out at you. There's number 105. Attack of the Gator God. Number 106. More go-go checks. $107. Just wouldn't be a DC book if they didn't have somewhere along the line a gorilla. Sorry for the glare. Here's number 113. Wow, these are way out of order. Okay, that was 113, right? Yeah, 113. All right, this is number 108. Go-go checks. Put that there. This is number 109. For Michael, it's a pterodactyl issue. There we go, Michael Taylor. The Rodon action. Here's number 110. Lady Liberty. Or Miss Liberty, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get all of her appearances in there. I think there's 3. And I have 2 of them. But I got to get her first appearance. Just another one of those oddball characters that I want to get all her appearances in this series. Here's 111. Vengeance of the Devil Dogs. I always like double dogs. Here is 112. A punch heard around the world. Whack. Okay, that was 112. So we'll put, here's 113. We saw that one earlier. So we'll put that back in that order. Here we go with number 114. With the terrible power of Chief Iron Hands. He's a massive fella, too. Holy cow. Either that or Tomahawk was really a little person. Here's number 115. Hottest story of the year. The Deadly Flamin' Ranger. This is a neat cover. I don't know what they did, whether it was a wash or what type of cover they did here. It's 116, The Last Mile of Massacre Trail, but it's different. It's unique. It looks more of a painting than an illustration, but it's very cool. Here is 118. Tomahawk, your Rangers have reached a verdict and find you guilty of murder. I think that might be a Neil Adams cover, too. I think it is. Here is 119. Bait for a buzzard. Here's 120. And this is one of my all-time favorite covers. Is that? Okay, that's just smoke. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite covers. It's done by Neil Adams. It's issue 121. It's just a great, awesome cover. It's just to have talent like that, to draw something like that, as just the emotion on his face and everything is just a super, super cover. All right. So let's see. What else? We'll grab a couple more, maybe. We'll do 3 more, because it's getting close to 12:30, and folks want to get over to Triple C and his $3 auction. So here is 122. Another great cover. 2 great covers coming up. That's what we'll end with. Another Neil Adams. Great cover. 123. You're going to be ripped apart. Just incredible. And it's a shame, because these covers don't get as much notoriety for Neil as, like, obviously Batman, any Batman covers, or the Green Lantern covers. But he's got some great covers, and this is another great cover right here. Up close and personal. Number 124, Valley of No Return. This just great. Just incredible covers. Just cool beans. All righty, there we go. All right, thank you again, Michael, keeping me straight this week. Let's see. Michael Taylor says, I vaguely remember my childhood spinner racks. Stood on a bit of a slant and would be a little hard to spin when fully stocked. Ah, yes. And they used to always have that. I don't think this one squeaks. Yeah, it doesn't squeak too much. So, but I haven't oiled it or anything like that, because I want the squeak. You know, you hear him say, I want the smoke. No, I want the squeak. Quentin Collins says, I would feel guilty about showing my books. Too much favoritism. What? Too much. I'm sorry. Sometimes I can't read right. I would feel guilty about showing my books too much favoritism by only having certain books on the spinner rack to display. Yeah, it's stuff. I try and swap them around here and there. So try and break things up a little bit. So oh, so there we go. He also says, and hi everyone, giving a wave. Sharing a hobby is a great source of association. I agree, sir. Thank you very much for hanging out with us this morning. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it enough and that you'd come back and be part of the Peanut Gallery once again. So thank you so much. Michael Taylor says, Rod Serling would be a cool action figure. Yeah, yes. And Scotty says, high heels spread from equestrian origins with the 10th century Persian galesh to wider fashion use. In early 17th century Europe, high heels were a sign of masculinity and high social status. I'll have to take your word for it, sir, because I was never that big of a history buff, at least not that in that period of time. But very cool thank you for the knowledge. Appreciate it. Robert Harrison says, I hardly go to the comic stores anymore. Mostly buy from eBay. Now, I understand. I don't know a thing about the new comics out there. Mostly buy back issues. No, I got you. DC has some really good titles. They're making an effort to bring people back, comic fans like me and you and whatnot. But you got to do your due diligence and figure out which titles are going to work for you, you know. But the Metamorpho is one that I wanted to try. The Justice League Unlimited. I picked up some Challenges of the Unknown. Trying to think of some of the other ones. Aquaman, World's Finest, JSA. Those are good ones. So if you get a chance, maybe you could try some of those and see maybe something will strike your fancy too, Robert. So Mike Taylor says, yeah, Shazam had one of the coolest openings. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree. Robert Harrison 2.0 says, since people started talking about Lois Lane 29, the kissing that has gone up in price. I'm not familiar right off the top of my head with Lois Lane 29. Is that the one where all the superheroes are standing in line, like Batman and Green Arrow and stuff, standing in line, waiting to kiss her or something like that? Is that the one? Double A says, glad you like Hitchcock too, Rod. Did you know that Hitchcock drew that character of himself in the profile? I did not know that. Very cool. Thank you for the nugget of knowledge there, Double A. Appreciate that. Yeah, I remember his shadow used to come right into that caricature, you know. I used to get home from high school. I got out at 11 o'clock, my senior year. It just worked all my schedule around and put everything first in the morning. And then I was out by 11:10. After fourth period, I was out of school. And I would walk home. It took about, I don't know, probably about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to walk home. And I would get home and I would watch The Gong Show. And then I would watch Alfred Hitchcock. Remember The Gong Show? You guys ever watch The Gong Show? I just saw yesterday where Gene the Dancing Machine had passed away a little while ago. So I was thinking, Gene the Dance. Da 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 da. I used to like that show, man. It did. For some reason, it struck my funny bone. So, Robin Harrison says, I have the complete set of the Twilight Zone TV show. Me too, Robin. Me too. I love that show. Love that show. It's my favorite. It's my favorite show. So, Scotty says, "Oh, I don't have Twilight Zone on Laserdisc. I have a similar series, Outer Limits. Yeah, Outer Limits. That's another great one. Volume 2 and Volume 4. I've got some Outer Limits. I want to say like the first two seasons, I think. So, but yes, that is definitely another series that I enjoy." Michael says, Rod, remember the Twilight Zone episode where the plane goes back in time and they look down and a dinosaur is looking up at them? Yes, they because the guy who's the pilot for that show appears in many old westerns. In fact, I just saw him in one yesterday on the Rifleman. I can't think of his name, but he's in a million old westerns. But he was the pilot for that plane in that episode. Yes. Very cool. Jason says it was Flash and Ghost Rider. There we go. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. It was Flash and Ghost Rider that made up the amalgam. What was it? Speed Demon. There you go. Right. There we go. Thank you so much, Jason. Scotty says, Speed Demon was Ghost Rider and the Flash. There we go. Yep. Robert Harrison says, I don't like the Batman TV show, 1966, but I do like the movie for some reason. When he's trying to run around with the bomb, a guy can't get rid of a bomb anywhere. I did like the Batman TV show. It was very much a part of my childhood. And you've heard me say before, if I had a dime for every yellow construction paper utility belt that I made as a kid, man, I'd be rich now. Double A says, interesting that Ghost Rider's motorcycle could travel on the surface of the ocean, just like the Flash kid. But the Flash was the first to do that. There we go. And the gray man said, I had a lazy eye, not a lazy disc. Oh, no. Oh. You're killing me, gray man. Oh, my gosh. And Scotty Z70 says, full disclosure, every time I say laser disc, I put my pinky to my mouth like Dr. Evil of Austin Powers. Freaking laser disc. Michael says, congratulations, Jackson. Yeah. The Jackson Roykirk says, Laserdiscs died by 2000. Once DVDs arrived, there was no need for LDs. Yeah, I kind of figured, because I've never heard, you never hear anything about them nowadays or anything. So I kind of figured they went the way of the 8-track tape. So cool beans. Thank you for that, Jackson. And Michael Taylor says, very cool, Rod. I wish I had my audio tapes. Yeah. I wish I had my audio tapes too, man, because I used to tape that. I used to tape the CBS Radio Mystery Theater. I used to tape that at night, and then I could have a tape of it to play whenever I wanted. But I always loved that show. The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents. Dun dun dun. Scotty says, except Laserdiscs are better. I remember watching Goonies on DVD and was horrified that they had a compression artifact. Never saw that on an LD. Plus, LD sound is certified better than DVD. I couldn't tell you, excuse me, the difference between the two because, like I said, I've never watched a Laserdisc, let alone own one. So I have no frame of reference for that. Michael Taylor says that if 68 Fantastic Four cartoon will never be outdone by any previous FF tools. I like that first run that 67 Fantastic Four. That was a main staple on Saturday mornings when it was on. I can remember the Silver Surfer episode. The Silver Surfer Galactus episode was big with me. I liked it because I remember reading Galactus in the comics, and that was just such a big thing. And the voice for him was wasn't it Ted Cassidy? I think that did the voice, and he had the perfect voice for Galactus, So yeah, I love that cartoon. Yep, I agree. And Diabetic Superman says, I used to audio tape Happy Days. It was a pain to do. My sisters would keep talking while I was recording. Oh, oh I hear you. Hey, Sleepy Rita 666 Damien, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us, brother. He says, good morning, people of the go-go checkered past. You got it right, my friend. I am the Go-Go Checks fan of the ultimate fan of the Go-Go Checks. How about that? So good to see you, man. Great to have you with us. Thank you for joining us. And August Double A says, Rod, about the Twilight Zone fortune teller. I remember the local cinema used to have a fortune telling machine. So I asked if I could get a girlfriend machine and said it's possible. They did come out with a replica of that not too long ago. I'll say within 10 years ago. Within the last 10 years, they come out with one, but I think it was very expensive. I really wanted to get that would have been a very cool item to have in the collection because I really love that episode. But I couldn't tell you how much they run now. I'm sure you could probably find one on eBay, but they probably want like $300, $400 for it or something. And that just ain't happening. So maybe someday I'll find one at a yard sale or something. That'll be cool. QNS says laser discs are hot now. They're making a comeback, are they? I know vinyls are making a comeback. So why not laser discs, right? I guess. So Michael Taylor says autocorrect can't spell. Tunes, stupid autocorrect. I hear you. If you could hear me when I'm texting people, it never says, it's got to be my main dialect or whatever. But it never puts down what I want. I have to reread everything to make sure, because there have been times I have sent out messages. Thank goodness it was to my family, so that I'm not embarrassing myself any more than what they're used to, But stuff like okay, yeah, it'll be great to see you. We'll be there by 6, right? Well, you can guess how that got screwed up, right? And it's just like, I just get this laughing, crying emoji that spins around, the laughing till you cry emoji. And I'm like, why is he laughing? And go back and look at what it said. Autocorrect is not my friend. Double A says, so the machine did not make a commitment. Yes. Double A says, yeah, the autocorrected makes a mistake. Yeah, exactly. He also says, autocorrect exasperating at times. Yes, my friend, you are correct. Jason, he says, but people who don't use autocorrect go straight to heel. Excuse me again. Sorry about that, folks. Oh. And Damien says, suddenly feel the need to collect Tomahawk. There you go. You got to collect some Tomahawk, if nothing else, for just those Neil Adams covers. There's some groovy covers, man. Love them. Love them, love them, love them. So, and the Go-Go Checks. You got to get the Go-Go Checks ones, Scotty says, speaking of Tomahawk, I need to see if Tom Tom and the others want to come in for lunch. Be right back. All right, check on the kids, the kitties. Double A says, anyway, I did get a girlfriend later on, regardless of what the fortune teller machine said. There you go. There you go. Don't let it run your life like it did William Shatner's. Don't let it happen. The Jackson Rourke says, I got at least 60 laser discs and I'd love to unload. I used to sell them to a place called Ken Crane's, but they've long since closed up. Oh, is there a market for them now? I mean, they might be making a comeback. Like I said, vinyls are making a comeback. I just went to, there's a place around here called Bull Moose, and you can go there and they have DVDs and VHS and they probably deal in some laser discs and vinyls. And their vinyl section has grown tremendously. In fact, they had some Monkeys albums, and I really want to get back there because they had them at decent prices, and I'd love to get all the Monkeys albums. You know, just call me crazy, but I'm a bubblegum pop kid from the 60s. Got the Archies, you got to have the Monkeys, Bobby Sherman, you know, all them guys. I always wanted Bobby Sherman's hair. Man, could never get my hair to look like Bobby Sherman. Just wasn't happening. And I knew I had no hope for the face. So a Double A says, Rod, the only tomahawk I have is where they added an Indian shaman to the team. They called him Sergeant Witch Doctor. Cool name. I wonder what issue that is. Double A. Do you happen to know what issue it is? I'd be curious to know if I have that one. I don't recognize the title. I mean the story. And I don't recognize that character, so I got a feeling I don't have that one yet, but that would be one I'd want to pick up. Scotty says, Tom, Goldilocks, and Midnight are in eating. Little bit, probably playing at the pond. Well, there you go, getting his exercise today. Robert Harrison says, when comics were fun. Happy trails until next time. There you go, Robert. Great to have you with us, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend and a great rest of your week. And we'll hopefully see you next weekend. Take care. Scotty says, the Jackson Roykirk, I bet Jurassic Park and Terminator 2 are in that 60 discs. Those two are always in the ones I got in crates off of Craigslist 20 years ago. So they're saying they're popular, huh? The Jurassic Park and Terminator 2. I don't even think I've seen Jurassic Park all the way through. I think I've only seen bits and pieces of it. Terminator 2 I saw. Terminator 2 I did see. Scotty also says, and of course, the original Star Wars movie. There you go. The Jackson Rourke says, T2 is in there. I never got Jurassic Park. Scotty says, I buy too much from Freebay. I wish it was Freebay, right? Yeah, they should give me a punch card. So many points, and you get something free. Michael Taylor says, fantastic tomahawks, Rod. Shannon, I hope everything is all right wherever you are. And Peanut Gallery, have a great weekend and upcoming week. Thank you so much, Michael, for helping out with the comics line. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Keeping me straight. We all want to say, send prayers and good thoughts to Maranya and to Shannon both. And hopefully they'll be back with us next week. So, and the Jackson Roykirk says, I've got the $250 Star Wars trilogy box. I need to transfer it to DVD someday as it's the best looking of the original unaltered series. Yeah, I would want the unaltered series if I was going to have that. I've never been a big Star Wars fan. Spaceballs more. I enjoyed Spaceballs more. But Jason Nutter says, before the show ends, I want to let you know, Rod, thanks again for checking out the music page. A second CBM album is, I'll have to check that out, man. I'll have to check that out. Cool beans. All right. Oh, thank you for making those songs. They're awesome, man. So cool beans. Appreciate that, Jason. And you're very welcome, man. You do some great work with that song generator stuff. I mean, you're doing a ton more than what I could do. That's for sure. I love them. I love them. Love them. Thank you so much, Jason, man. And the Dr. Silver Age. I know what he's saying. Scotty says, was it the original or the remastered set with the heads for covers? Asking Jackson Roykirk. And Jason says, and a Dr. Silver Age as a heel wrestling manager one. Oh, I gotta check that out. Gotta check that out. Cool beans, Jason. Thank you so much, man. I'm sure I'll get a kick out of it. August says, well, Rod, I'm signing off now to go to McDonald's to meet my buddy. My turn to buy the coffee. We take turns. I enjoy your interactions with us in the Peanut Gallery. Take care. Well, thank you so much, Double A. It's always great to see you in the Peanut Gallery, my friend. I hope you get a chance to come back next week as well. So you take care. Go have some coffee, and we'll talk again, my friend. Take care. Robin Harrison 2.0, he says, yes, that's the one. Okie dokie. Cool beans. And V. Jackson Roykirk says, Scotty, it's a huge 9-disc black box. No pictures. Ooh, 9 discs? Wow. Now, the laser discs. This is going to be a stupid question, but you got to realize who it's coming from. The laser discs. I know they look about the size of an LP for most of them, but did they make like 45 size ones that would have like half-hour TV shows or something on it? I'm curious. I want to know. Scotty says, oh yeah, the discs with just 30 minutes per side, higher resolution, and V. Jackson Roykirk and I have a few discs in that format, like Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. Wow, cool beans. And V. Jackson Roykirk says, check, CAV format. Scotty says, thanks. I could only recall CLV or something like that, he says. And Jackson says, you could freeze some frames, CAV discs. There you go. This is all foreign to me because I never had laser discs, but I'm learning. The letters get me mixed up with the SLP, super long play, extended play, long play, and something. What was SP? But that was super play. If I remember, man, my memory going. Actually, I know someone who traveled on the water before Flash, and he didn't need to walk fast. Nicely played, Scotty. Nicely played, sir. Michael Taylor, excuse me. Michael Taylor, Rod, I meant later FF cartoons, not previous cartoons. I knew what you meant, Michael, and I agreed with you. Yeah, especially that next one that they did with Herbie the robot. I'm sorry. I was so bummed when the Human Torch was not on that. I was like, this ain't the Fantastic Four. Get out of here with this noise. Scotty says, I can't use Siri. She doesn't recognize my southern accent. And Michael Taylor says, autocorrect really embarrassed me one time. Yeah. If it was just one time, Michael, you should be happy because it embarrasses me on a weekly basis. So, stupid correct. Yeah, you got that right, my friend. You got that right. And Scotty says, there's a ton of Twilight Zone reaction figures on eBay, but I have yet to spot the machine. Yeah, I forgot who made it, but they make one of those machines. I can't even think of what it's called. It must be like the fortune teller machine. And I can't remember the episode name. I can't remember that episode name. Doggone, that drives me crazy because it's one of my favorites. So I'd be curious to see those reaction figures, though. I have to hunt those down. Scotty says, well, the Jackson Roykirk, I have a home for unloved laser discs. Hint, hint. Michael Taylor says, I noticed autocorrect usually screws up after you hit the space bar and then press the period button. Oh, is there a trick to it? Oh, okay. All right. I got to watch out what I do with that then. Cool beans. Thanks for the tip, my friend. Scotty says, the unaltered proof that Hans shot only. That Hans shot only. Okay. V. Jackson Roker says, gotta go. Have a great weekend, everyone. Jackson, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. Appreciate it as always. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend and a great rest of your week, my friend. See you next week, hopefully. Take care. Michael Taylor says, you too, Jackson. And Michael Taylor says, enjoy AA. Scotty says, not to my knowledge, they had a 1 hour on each side. And for a TV show, for example, Star Trek came 2 episodes per disc. Oh, okay. I'm just curious because like I said, I don't have any experience with laser discs. Excuse me. Short play. That's what that's. Okay. Thank you. I couldn't remember that. And Michael Taylor said, Laserdisc has very cool sleeves with great artwork. Never had any though. Yeah, me neither. Scotty says, I did a few videos showing off the artwork. Love it. Cool beans. And Jason says, okay, my friend, I'm about to go unload some stuff. I have a great weekend. Hopefully be back here in 2 weeks, as next week is Free Comic Book Day. Oh, wow. I have to make a note of that. Maybe I can sneak over there to the Knights of Columbus Hall at the end of it there and see what's going on. Maybe even catch Bill Lockhart over there. So, and catch you up with you over there as well, my friend. So take care. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great week, Jason. And Michael Taylor says, me too. From what I understand, Torch was not in those later episodes because of TV or movie projects due to copyrights. Yeah. The urban myth was always that, parents were afraid that the kids would light themselves on fire to imitate the Human Torch. I never got that. I never got that. I never got the fact that they took the superheroes off in '69, all the Hanna-Barbera superheroes, which like Space Ghost was like the top cartoon, and yet they got rid of it because they were too violent. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I never felt the need to go, drop an anvil on my brother's head or run a saw over it or something. Common sense, man. Common sense and good parenting takes care of that. I don't know. Don't get me going. Scotty says there was a debate in Star Wars fans. Hans shot first. Greedo shot first. Nope. Han shot only. Greedo died. I don't remember Greedo. So I know who Han Solo is. But and Michael Taylor says, you too, Jason. All right. Han Solo. Yep. I do know that character. So, all right. Well, that catches us up with everybody in the peanut gallery. He's just saying Han Solo in the bar. Oh, the space bar. Okay. All right. With all the different aliens. Okay. I know that scene. So I want to thank everybody once again for hanging out. I know the majority of everybody has gone on to their day, but if you happen to watch this again, thank you all very much for spending your time here this morning with me. And we greatly enjoy you guys. You guys are the show. A lot of fun talking with you today. Got to show a ton of comics as well, but it's just about hanging out with you guys. So thank you all very much. Hopefully everything will be back to normal next week. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll keep our thoughts and prayers going out to Maranya and to Shannon, my brother in comics. So, all right. Oh, we got Michael Turner saying, just like the urban myth that George Reeves thought he really was Superman and jumped out a window. Yep, yep, yep. So there is something weird about his demise, though. Anyway, so thank you all once again, and appreciate it. And we will see you next week, same bat time, same bat channel. So I hope to see you all in the Peanut Gallery once again. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
And so, once again, our triumphant twosome have made the world a safer place in which to live.